get on Litica. Not if even if you don't like Litica, that artifact is really good. So it's worth it to drop it, but I can also see if you're scared because of how much times they keep dropping characters, you might want to hold off because there might be another character you think is stronger than Litica is. So I can also understand that. So I'm waiting for Sir Charles. Sir Charles about to come in here as the water, knight that we don't have. I actually don't think there's a water knight. But anyway, I'm waiting for Sir Charles. I'm waiting for Sir Charles. I'm waiting for Sir Charles. What is going on, guys? It is time for the 3.6 update, and as you can see, as I put in the intro, I soft predicted this man. I just thought they would do something because in the story, his not actually in the Bloom story, the one before that, I don't even remember them because they're just like one big flowing story, but it was a lot focused on him, his accusations, getting not arrested, but they were trying to pin a lot of stuff on him, so it just seemed like he might come up there. So I was thinking, like, he's been animated well in the game for a long time. I am surprised that they made him a Earth hero when, I don't know, he just has a lot of blue going on, so I just assumed he might be water. I mean ice. But he seems like he's going to be Earth. Of course, we're going to do that in a separate video, as per usual. I never like to do that. So, alright. I will look at this, though, and I'll probably go over it in the other video, too, is that he gets to cast a random buff for one turn with a 50% chance at the end of the turn. Well, sorry. You get a 50% chance at the end of the turn to get a random buff. On a knight, that seems okay-ish. At least it kind of helps out with the attack proportion, but it's, look at the HP scaling. Attack is not that crazy. And of course, this would be amazing, but it's a 5-star artifact, and you'd have to summon multiple copies. I didn't even get the Sword of Judgment, so I'm a little bit upset about that. And depending on how good he is, I might just blow all my stuff on Litica banner before it disappears and say screw this guy if he's not that good, because this artifact, in my opinion, is not that great for a knight. The other ones are still better as far if we're going by 5-star standards. The ritual is really good. The Urus is really good. This one is a very selfish artifact, and the knights, in my opinion, are not really selfish, except like Charlotte is pretty selfish knight because she's pretty much an attacker knight, but I'm not too sure how I feel about this. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not sold. Of course, the drop rate is up. We know this. It's the same thing, different Dizzy. Alright, so what else? Of course, we all know what this is. The catalyst, the monsters. It's the same thing over and over again. I actually have to finish the other side event because I have to get the rest of the catalyst. I'm just gonna blow all my energy to get the rest of the catalyst. That's what we need. So looks like the fused nerve is gonna be the epic catalyst of ingestion. Small sun badge, and then the ring of glory. I actually do need the ring of glory, so I will be getting a lot of that. Mulgore C, Giga Phantasm, you guys know how this goes. Life runes. Obviously he's Earth hero, so we need more of that. Blah blah blah. All the leaves, sky stones, and this is the same stuff. Let's get to something that's actually important. Equip stats and enhancements. Now this was something I actually was speaking about in my Ken video. They're kind of trying to make that, this epic helmet and this rare helmet, these grades are going to be, slightly better. Now, technically, you would want to get... Actually, no, these are... Yeah, they're pretty much going to be the same. The epic would mean that you just have more chances to roll on these stats in comparison to have to get this stat, and then roll on them on... After it's, what is that, 3, 6, and plus 9 will be once you can roll on it. But the reds, you can roll on these stats early, so they come out a little bit better, but it's still 42. So... that's pretty much what they're trying to say. So let's read through this carefully and hope that it will do better, right? So until an item has 4 substats, a new substat is added every 3 levels. After reaching 4 substats, the value of one substat randomly increases, as I just mentioned. So as it says, normal, a new one, epic, you're gonna get an enhanced. So epic you want because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enhances in comparison to, as we go back. Purple, 1 new stat is added and then enhances in it. So the lower the grade, the crappier your gear technically is. makes sense. So what is this afterwards? Using an item grade as the basis. First, the value of the substats will be increased, and then the additional substats will be added to the item in accordance with the table. So let's see. So a good, it will enhance the substats that you see. So this is a good is green, and then a rare is blue. So they're changing that. That's so weird. I guess I can see that. So let's say you take a purple, right? So a heroic is a purple. We just said that, right? So a purple, you would boost the stats of the 3 things that are there, and then on plus 12 you'll get a new stat. Then on plus 15 it will boost again. So that's actually not that bad. And then this is rare, so this is a blue. So if you actually find, it actually makes the blues a little bit better. It makes the blues a little bit better. I think greens are still bad because you only get 1 boost on that 1 stat, but it will guarantee go on that stat. So let's say if you had a green 85 and it's like speed or it's attack, you're guaranteed 1 boost in it. Well, meanwhile, you would get a red and like here, and you might not get boosted on anything. So that actually is a little interesting. That is kind of cool. It makes some gear slightly better. So if you have a blue and a green or a purple that is high, at least you can get rolls on the stats that you saw and was like, oh, that's good. And then the other ones are random. Because in essence, yes, you still get 5. If you get 5 boost into one thing or split between 2, that's obviously much better. But at least if you get like I right now I have a normal one on Ken, so I get nothing but substats and only 1 at plus 15. Meanwhile, now if I had it at least as a green, I would have got 1 boost in one of the stats that was already there, and then new stats. So that's actually a little interesting, very interesting, and see how that works out. It might open up it actually opens up more build choices in the gear when you find something that's lower level than red, and you can actually get some stuff that actually it makes purple really good. Because now if you see a 3, like I have a bunch of stuff that's like attack percentage, crit chance, and crit damage, and then you would roll that new stat and it might be crap at plus 3, and then it might roll into that a bunch of times. So now you can get a purple, boost up the stats that you like, and then get a new stuff at plus 12. At that point, it's the gear is actually really good. And then the plus 15 it might roll in this random new substat that was garbage. So it really makes purple and blue a lot better. Especially if those are like on a gear set that you really want, it makes them a lot better. Again, like I said, if you can find a red with all the subsets you want, that's obviously going to be 20 times better. But it's all about the rolls. So this one, at least, especially for a blue, actually, it makes me more interested to get a blue, because 2 rolls on desired stats of only 2, like if that's speed and like attack percentage or speed and crit or speed and HP, whatever the hell you want, it's kind of easier to get those rolls, because most of the time it's very hard for someone that's aiming for speed on a speed character to get 3 rolls into it. But here, if it's purple, that's actually very possible. The speed's already on the weapon, on the gear, and then it gets 3 sub rolls because it's only going to roll within those 3 things that are there. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I actually like that. That's a really good change. Chat report feature. Yeah. I don't even look at that chat, but I guess that's a priority, which is going to piss me off because I already read through this, so I don't even know what this image is. Nobody needs to know, apparently. Other important improvements and bugs, obviously Litica and the artifact of sword, which I really want, is now going into the Covenant summons. Also, to let you know here is that now when you actually get this thing that nobody ever gets because they always want a Moonlight character, is that at least you can see who's in the summoning pool when you get that, which is a nice change. Weird that they didn't. I feel like this page, since it's only been up for like 15 minutes, like all the pictures aren't added, but like next week's new Moonlight Heroes 5-star, or Araminta and Moonlight Dingo, it's like I actually heard about Dingo, but like I didn't know the Araminta, and the art looks great. I'll show you guys on the screen. But it's really weird that they didn't put them here. They're in like a separate page entirely. Issue when the skill 3 or higher effect of the art ascending axe. This one's funny. Tamarine's regular form now correctly uses her skill. She actually uses her, and I've actually mentioned this. She uses her S2 on the first turn. She just heals on the first turn, even though it doesn't really make a difference if she S1s or S2 for the skill decrease. It would make sense if the S2 lowered the skills by like 2 turns, so you use it first just to get it off cooldown. But there's really no point. Yeah, now it doesn't say 9 turn increase. It's like, you should know what you're doing with this character by now. Alright, so when used as it was, I counted the number that was not random. Oh, so they fixed something before, but I guess it wasn't fixed before. And I was actually going to suggest people to put Luna on counter or dual attack because it just helps out if you want her to ult as many times as possible. But obviously, you're gimping on damage and stuff like that. And of course, here they are fixing stuff in the. They always feel like there's always something wrong with the raids, or something like that. This is funny though, because I know TK Gallant just did a video on Ken on this 86 stage of Ken and fighting him and not having him transform. And it's like, oh, let's fix this, because I guess they wanted it to be something that you had to deal with, and I guess that sucks if you were able to bypass it, and then it gets changed. So you know. It happens. You release something, you didn't test it out fully. People, I mean, that's what people want. They want to find ways around the BS. Like if the game puts an obstacle in front of you, they want to be able to find a way around it. So TK and other people probably found a way around it, and that's what happens. Now they're like, no, we want you to fight the martial artist Ken. Rip. And here we go again. You guys know me. I'm looking here and I'm waiting for it, but again, it's like, what are they just don't do it. And actually, as I'm speaking about this, I actually forgot to set the defenses. Even like I said, even if they made it that when you set the defense, it just keeps cycling it, and then if you want to add new members, you know, you have to change it, or if members drop out or mess up the defenses, you know, you lose players, so there's a possibility that all of a sudden a tower is undefended and you're screwed. But the fact is, that's just not the case. And the fixes that they're doing are literally just random, like, I don't know, like why these changes? I just don't get it. Like, I really don't understand these changes. Like, oh, the defense, if there's nothing in the stronghold, the guild cannot participate in the war. Like, they're finding ways to make it, you know, if more things, if you happen to forget or mess up on, then guess what? You're not in the war. But it's just like, why? Like, can you just fix it that other people can be assigned to it? So if I have 3 vice captains, then, you know, the odds of this getting messed up is just better. So yeah, I have no idea why they won't allow other people to either. Two things: either they allow multiple people to be able to set the defenses, or they leave the defenses as is, and then you have to change them. Like you have to change them if you want to change them. Like the guild captain, either or, they have to change one of them. It's just stupid. Like it's too. I forgot what they call it. It's like when a game puts you on like a schedule like that. Like the side story, you can farm all day. You could farm it, you know, any day of the week. You could take a day off. It doesn't matter. You could take about 2 days off if you want to finish the weeklies in the game, you know, and still get the prizes and stuff like that. Fine, but the guild thing is literally like every other day thing. It's very, you have to pay attention to it a lot, and that's a little bit too demanding in my opinion. Like, it's like almost as if you can't be casual, and like a person can't be casual. You can't take like more than 2 days off of the game, which is, you know, a little crazy, especially when sometimes you're gonna get busy. So I just wish that they had it. Oh, you know, the guild thing is automatic, and if your guild is like BSing and casual, then they'll just lose guild battles, and the people that participate will at least still get their mystic summons, their mystic medals. I think that's fine. You know, not everyone is trying to win or can win every single fight. So, you know, half the time, since the wars are so frequent throughout the week, there's no changes in your units unless you like really play like crazy, which is a more serious guild. But I feel like more casual people, their units aren't changing by that like in 2 days from the day that you play, the day off that the person sets the defenses, and then boom, the next war. And it's like, so what did you work on in like 2 days? Like nothing. I've been in the side story. So I mean, which is, you're gonna have to take one of these side stories off to fix your gear, to get gear, and the rest of the stuff is pretty BS. That's why I'm not really talking about it. So that's it. Pretty small changes. So again, it's just another side story, which is for your catalyst farming and stuff like that. And then after that, the gear change is a really big change. Obviously, that's a really good one. That's an actual. I feel like that's the only thing that's really in here. The chat report, I'm not counting. But this thing here is actually a change. A new character, new artifacts, side story farming, and then this. And I feel like that's all this is. It's a pretty small update. Yeah, chat, yeah. And then, yeah. And then these small fixes. And then, yeah, and then the guild thing. I just hope that they get around to doing it sooner rather than later. But that's going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, after this video, we'll be putting up the Charles video, seeing what that boy is all about. Hopefully he's good. If he's not good, I'm going to just spend the rest of my summons on Litica. 100%.